I don't make excuses. I know that YouTube has no obligation to promote the videos or to even put them on, like, to really do anything with my content at all. But I would hope, fingers crossed, I wouldn't be getting suppressed. And unfortunately, one of you guys came to me. There's a reason that I'm blocking it out, and it's primarily because I didn't ask for your permission. And you're my audience. If you go through recent videos, you'll be able to see this, see who wrote it. But but the deal is that what it so says is I've been subscribed to you and I enjoy your videos. But I just saw they unsubscribed me. Now, and of course I subscribed again, and thank you. Black man, you are my favorite. I appreciate you. But the question becomes, like, since I got as close as I am to the threshold that YouTube itself set, now they're unsubscribing people from the channel. I mean, look, I'm not a conspiracy guy. I'm not important enough for anybody to want to suppress. So I like, hey, it is what it is. That being said, let's get into today's video. Yeah, for the AIU crew. I saw this one a couple days back, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do a video on that. like who are two people who show up on this channel more than Charlemagne the God, or Charlemagne the Midget, as Devin likes to call him, and Atheism is Unstoppable. So if Atheism is Unstoppable does a Charlemagne the Midget video, then here we are. So without further ado, it's all to do with blue teamer and everything else like that, but let's get into it.
Tonight, Joe Biden saying he regrets a comment he made about the black vote. Here's what he said.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions. You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community.
Whoa, what a gaffe. Oh my God, the man's senile. He made a joke. It's crazy.
Honestly, doesn't this feel like it was so long ago? Doesn't this feel like this took place last month as opposed to last week?
Once again, another example of creative editing. There's a Brazilian dog barking, and I can't.
So, just in case you're a sub of mine who didn't come from my Atheism is Unstoppable content before, let me catch you up to speed. Atheism is Unstoppable is a content creator who, is the ambassador of the white race. And so he stands up for a lot of it. He presents a lot of stories that the mainstream media just won't cover, and you gotta appreciate him for it. To an extent, he tends to be fair when I'll have you, except when it comes to a glaring blind spot of his, which is Trump derangement syndrome. Now, from all I've been able to gather, he definitely falls on the blue side of things, and he's out of the country right now. I think he's in Brazil, as he's about to state, but the deal is that, he has a lot of commentary when it comes to, the Crayola cabal. And I've, been doing tons of videos, just offering a counter perspective to his. And that's really where we're at right now. So that was just a quick TLDR for those who, this might just be your first video of mine. I don't know.
Stop him. I apologize to my patrons for the dog barking in the background, and for everyone else, suck a dick. I'm just kidding. I love and respect your viewership. So they took a conversation, which I was not really wanting to watch, but I did watch it, and they took out 5 seconds of it, and they said, "What the fuck is Biden about? How dare he? How dare you, sir?" And what did he say? If you're confused about whether to vote for Trump or me, then you ain't black, as in black people vote for me. Yeah, this is a statement of fact. This is a guy being confident and cocky with the fact that he dominates the black vote. And we all know he does. The man said it himself. He's getting awards from the NAACP. And if you watch the rest...
Yeah, and as we've covered on multiple multiple times on this channel that the NAACP is one of the, blue team Democratic Party cell organizations that use, our fractious race relations to, basically profit. Like, they're one of the organizations that if everything were fine, they wouldn't exist. And so thusly, there is a profit motive into making sure that, they try to lend not credence, but what's the word I'm looking for? They try to lend some type of validity to the actions such as what's taking place right now in Minnesota with the, with the riots and the like. It's like, oh, well, 400 years. And it's like, dude, no. Okay, what about the last 60? What about the last 50? What about the last 40? Hell, what about I'll take the last 20. What's been going on? And they all get magically silent because ultimately they're there as a political plantation to, keep black folk all paid, fat and happy. All you got to do is vote the way I tell you to vote and operate in the mean and, say what I want you to say. Be what I want you to be.
That interview, he spends the entire time kissing ass to black people and going into great detail as to what he plans to help that community. I mean, it's to an alarming degree. And Charlemagne the midget is trying to shake him down for money? Now, I've buried the lead. Who the fuck is Charlemagne the midget? Why do I call him the midget? He's 5'6".
Okay, so I'm not much taller than that, and I'm gonna say that it's not short, it's compact. Like, it's not, it's not, like, it's all the man, but, just in a more compact form. And it's about bravado as well, fellas. Make absolutely no mistake about it. I've knocked him down 6 feet and over. Nah, it's okay. We do well, sir. But as far as Charlemagne goes, I've been saying on this channel for a really long time that he is no voice. He is no one to be that voice, primarily because he's blatantly stated how he looks to sell out, how his endorsement, how his his word is for sale. And congratulations, Charlemagne. I mean, by all means, but he's the same guy that endorsed Kamala Harris. Yeah, oh, they going back. That's the real lead getting buried right here. Buried. But that's what's really getting buried right here is the he was saying Kamala Harris was the one. Credibility should be gone. Credibility should be gone with him stating how he's going to sell out. But hey, not everybody hears that. But I would like to think a lot more people heard him sit there and say, yeah, Kamala Harris, that's the black vote, baby. That's where we going, baby. He was so wrong.
Not kidding, not being sarcastic, not being hyperbolic. He is 5'6" tall. What is that? How the hell
That's height. Come on, Devin.
is this guy a political commentator? Why the hell is CNN platforming this man? Now,
Because he's on The Breakfast Club and he was Wendy Williams' sidekick for a really long time in the entertainment industry. They elevate who they so desire, and CNN is definitely entertainment. Is definitely entertainment. They've been melding news and entertainment for a really long time. So when they look for a voice, they look for entertainers, or they look for the intellectuals that are, more, that are entertainers themselves. The Cornel West and Eric Michael Dysons and Al Sharptons of the world, all of the Sean Kings, right? Let's put them on the pantheon of of great grifting black voices, quote unquote black voices. It's all a grift. It's all a hustle. They could care less about the long-term health of the urban/black community because they get paid not to.
preface all this by saying Biden was never my guy. I'm a Yang man. Okay? I'm an Obama guy. These people are out of the running, although Yang is being considered for some sort of position, or what the kids are calling posish. But
I don't know. I'm not around children like that. But either ways, as far as Obama goes, well, we see what a corporate piece of, we see what a disaster that's been as far as the economic health of urban communities and the same communities that, he was supposed to represent, even though he never did. I mean, Mr. Tracy himself says how, Obama's white, and for the most part, yeah, he is. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to it, but his father is African, not, a descendant of, what took place here, African. So thusly, it's not his connection to this land is one that is tenuous at best, but it was corporate, and folks such as, Mr. Tracy didn't have a problem underneath that span, and particularly with the type of TDS that he has. Yeah, I mean, dude is really, he's a blue teamer through and through. The fact that I thought it was a joke. I really thought that a lot of people were just joking with the whole Andrew Yang thing, because anybody with two eyes could see it couldn't happen. But no. And he's like, oh, Biden's not your guy. Yeah. But you gonna pull that trigger regardless. So it is what it is if you're in the country, right?
I mean, Biden has his faults. The guy isn't my pick. He's not particularly inspirational. He's a career politician. This is a breath of non-fresh air. And he's freaking old. So I don't know why we have a minimum age to be president, but not a maximum age. No one's worried about a 34-year-old's brain capacity or early onset dementia or Alzheimer's, but we would be worried about it if you are north of 70. So my suggestion, you can't be plus 70 to be president of the United States. Who is with me? Can I get an amen? So,
yeah, but you also have to have a bit of, I guess, national recognition. That's why Trump is as popular as he is. I mean, he was a brand way before, he's a far more popular, well-known brand, because that wasn't his arena by any stretch of the imagination. That's how he's been able to go in like a bull in a china shop and really just have the world come to a screeching halt. Seriously.
I don't care who you want for president. You might not even be from the country. I don't even live in the country. Okay, I'm from California. It's going Democrat anyway. This is a show. It's a circus. I'm not in control of this. My guy's out of this. So let me put it as an analogy. The Titanic, that's the election. And then there's you and me. That's you and me. And we're watching it, and we're going down with the ship.
Out front now.
How are you going down with the ship when you ain't on it? You out where you is. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. But, let's not pretend like we're all in this together, right? Like we are not. Some of us stayed because, hey, it's worth staying and fighting for. But, hey, some of us, man, if you got it to do such things, then God bless you. But it's not as bad as, a lot of people would insinuate.
Charlamagne the God, who you just saw there interviewing Biden on his radio show, The Breakfast Club. And Charlamagne, it's good to be with you.
Can we why are we calling this guy Charlamagne the God? What kind of a cunty name is that? Dude's name is Darnell Jones. I mean, I assume. I haven't researched.
Lenard something? Lenard. His name's Lenard. Leroy Lenard? I know it's alliteration. Lenard. Something like that.
But that's a good guess.
Hopefully in person at some point. Obviously not this time, but look, I want to play more of your exchange because it was a lengthy exchange and there was a lot of substance in there, but obviously it is that moment which has gotten, so much attention here.
Can we just pause and admire the volume of this woman's lush and beautiful hair? How does she get the thickness?
What was your initial reaction when you heard Biden say, quote, if you have
a couple pumps, I ain't gonna lie. She's definitely that wall she has to be in at least mid-30s.
Problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
My initial reaction was exactly what I said. That's what my focus was. It's not about Trump. It's about who is going to present the best deal for black people, who is going to have an economic justice plan for black people.
So here's the deal, and I hate to cut you off here, DT, but it's a geographical thing. If you want to have the greatest impact, it has to start at a geographical, municipal level, at the local levels. That's where all of this starts. So that's why I'm always bitching about mayors and council reps, because these are the people who are the real quote unquote sellouts, for lack of a better term, because these are the ones who are the wardens of these spaces, and they could care less about bringing in the type of economic mobility that's necessary for any area to thrive, and while simultaneously making incredible amounts of money. Like in my hometown, the mayor makes $175,000 a year, where the average medium household income is $36,000 a year. You can't tell me that there's nothing wrong with that. But trust me, I'm the only one saying that here.
What the fuck are you talking about, economic justice? Save it. You're trying to go for a shakedown. It's absolutely crazy. And why is he promoting just black people? Hey, CNN, are you going to bring on Jared Taylor? And now to represent the white interests of our country, Jared Taylor, what is...
But here's the thing. Mr. Charlemagne is not the intellectual, or can't, operate at the intellectual level that apparently Jared Taylor can. It's very one-dimensional. I have the misfortune of listening to that show, The Breakfast Club. They call themselves the most dangerous show on America, and you know what? They are not wrong, because what they do is spread just nothing but ignorance, nothing but TDS. Actually, you guys are right in the same boat when it comes to like how much delusional and delirious shit when it comes to the president, as opposed to being able to look at it from a balanced position. Is very, that's the thing. All you guys are very feminine minded and just balls deep in your feelings. And it's like I've seen this man completely going off on Twitter, when it comes to the president. So yeah, you guys got more in common than you think there. Devin.
Think about the Biden interview. And he's like, well, thank you for having me on. Konnichiwa. Yeah, CNN anchor with the full luscious head of hair. I just gotta know, how are white people gonna get more money? That's what we in the white community are concerned about. Oh, interesting. Are you concerned about other people like Asians or Jews or Mexicans? Please. No. The answer is no. I'm concerned about my people. Excuse me,
Well, I mean, Jeff Bezos has been making a heck of a lot of money during this whole situation, so it's not that much of a question of who's really benefiting and profiting. It's a much easier answer. There's a very large group that you can kind of point to and be like, yeah, well, they eating better, they eating just like fantastic, just saying.
Man, the midget, aren't we all Americans? Is not the president of the United States the president of all of us? Why are you a special interest group? How is that not divisive and racist?
Well, who is going?
Well, the deal is that it's how the government maintains control of that group. Okay, like that group has been capitulated to endless times, and there's been a ton, and within these municipalities that I speak of, there has been endless infantilization of of the system, of the entire system in and of itself. If you want to have a very unpleasant experience, go and try to get something done at an urban municipal office. It's pretty tough, guys. It's pretty tough. I've done it.
Finally give black people what they are owed for building this country.
Owed? You motherfuckers didn't build the country. I hate to be blunt, but it's ridiculous for you to think that.
I couldn't agree more. This was a collaborative effort, and honestly, most of the things built today, what's the term? Technology really helped to subsidize and take out a lot of the manual labor that was once used to, yes, build roads and build the pathways that, a lot of the courses that this country has in it to this day, without question. But once again, more along the lines of a collaborative effort between all parties involved. Positions really be damned, okay?
You built the country like my gardener built my house.
Slavery was America's original sin.
And he brings up slavery within 30 fucking seconds of this interview.
And it's annoying as hell, isn't it? Because like I'm not disagreeing. It's annoying as hell. Like, dude, 400 freaking years ago, my God, like the things that can be parsed since the signing of the Civil Rights Act. I mean, there's plenty that's gone down since, but no, that's the sin. That's my largest problem and concern with all of this. It's that they use slavery, right? They use that history, which was awful, without a question, and the civil rights movement as an intersectional piece, basically saying that all that history, yeah, all these different groups, including women, weirdly enough, yeah, they all have that's everybody's history. It is not. Okay, if you are American and your family does go back that far, as mine does, they're like, yeah, we do have that shared history, but a big part of that shared history is appreciating how far we've come from then. And there has been just this movement within the country to say, no, everybody has gone through this too. My goodness, it's so bad, it's so terrible for everyone. This is why we need intersectionality, so we can all claim this pain. And it's like, no, don't do that. That's not how it should work. That's not how it should operate. But due to the convenience of the prison industrial complex and having these prison farms and having policies and creating environments that breed criminality and just, a lack of discipline, it really just helped to, put money in the right pockets. So this is a very complex and nuanced situation and issue that can be addressed. But unfortunately, with everyone acting so dishonestly throughout all of these conversations that they have, it's kind of, it's just spinning wheels. Everybody's just talking to hear themselves talk, as opposed to talking to actually get into some action and do something.
Slavery was the original sin, man. We need the reparation.
That this country has not repented for, and to fix the systemic wrongs that have been done by the black community.
But thank God the CNN girl is here to push back on this. Give him hell, CNN. Don't let this motherfucker drone on with his idiotic, insane, immoral attempt to get a handout.
And that's a problem as well, because he's like, oh yeah, well, they don't acknowledge this. This country never repents. Like, dude, right now there are white and black people sitting there screaming Black Lives Matter and burning down a city. My God, you can't really say that anymore. Like cut it out. Like, people acknowledge, people know that it was wrong. We all know that it was wrong. But we've known this since it happened. But what we did was, hey, we're going to integrate, we're going to rock with each other, we're going to have us good times. And unfortunately, that's not at a point when you get too much progress, you end up being regressive as hell, and you end up drawing yourself on back. And that's exactly what Charlemagne and people of his ilk aim to do.
Their handout, please.
You have to create legislation and policies and plans to counter that, and I'm on board with whoever is offering that. I vote my interest and my interest of black period.
Hey,
when did Kamala offer that? Huh? What policies was Kamala offering there, Charlemagne? Like, nah, bro. Oh my goodness. This is like the fact that, they press these people who are clearly sellouts, who clearly couldn't care less about, what happens, about the kids that are in orphanages right now, the children who are, they're coming up in these still remained, harsh environments to this very second. I mean, I did a video up on Bitchute right now where, there's this one little hood booger. They sitting there arguing about alphabetical stuff, and she bring out her baby. Like, wait, what? And they all about to fight. One got a bat. It's crazy. So yeah, there's a lot of problems a lot of issues that need to be addressed, and that you can't point at, any other group except for what we have allowed to fester within our own communities. So guys, I think this one's run on long enough. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share because sharing is caring, and YouTube and Bitchute and like aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications and speak. Let me know. What do you guys think in the comments? Yeah, I think they're kind of they're being really funny with the numbers. Like I'm close to their threshold, and they're like, nah, man, nah, to an extent. But I don't make excuses. I make videos, and we keep trugging on. That's why this is an AIU video, because there's quite a few of you guys that come over that are here specifically for this anyway. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, okay? And until the next one.